again with Faye on this new moon in Scorpio. The new moon on Scorpio falls directly at 9:27 a.m. UK time on November 13th. This new moon falls in the same part of the sky as the sun, in the constellation of Scorpio at the moment. Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of regeneration, rebirth, the shadow side. I also think of it as the sign of death, sex, and money, the taboo, the unspoken. This new moon in Scorpio is a time where we can move forward. This is the moulting stage. What did we let go of during the last eclipse, and how do we move forward? This new moon in Scorpio also falling with the planet of Mars. So Mars, the sun, and the moon are all together in Scorpio. Mars, planet of action, of aggression, of first moves. Scorpio also rules the part of the body that is the groin and the reproductive system. So tonight we're doing some stretches for our groins. We're going to begin hedgehog, or you may also know it as happy baby. Tonight we're calling it hedgehog. So we want to gently lean back. Our knees towards us. We're going to hold on to our feet. We can hold on to the outer edges of our feet, the inner edges. Some people like to hold on to their toes with their peace fingers. Whatever feels right to give ourselves a stretch through the groin. For a hedgehog. Remembering to breathe. Gently letting our feet go, maybe tucking our knees into our chest, rolling from side to side. Like the hedgehogs, we are floating on the mat. Gently rolling up into a seated position. Our next pose is amphibian. So we're going to get up onto all fours on our mats. We're going to straightening that right leg and bringing the left leg over to the side, stretching that left inner thigh with our thighs parallel to the front edge of our mat. We can have ourselves on our forearms. For a deeper stretch, we might come up to our palms, or we can even simply lie down onto the mat. For amphibian, gently coming out of this pose, tucking our left leg back in, maybe giving ourselves a stretch here. Coming into a neutral pose in between as we move to our right side of amphibian. Up onto all fours. Straighten that left leg. Moving our right leg down, we can hold ourselves up, being sure to keep our shoulders loose. Or come down to our forearms, keeping that left leg straight. Flexing our right leg, our right foot. Or coming down for amphibian. Remembering to breathe. Coming out of this pose, straightening up that leg, coming down, into a neutral pose. Moving into our next pose, deer. So for deer, we're going to take our left shin and move it parallel to the short side of our mats, and our right shin parallel to the long side here. So creating a little right angle with our shins. Then we're going to lean back diagonally from the mat. For deer, you may recall twisted deer from a past episode. This is just deer. We are stretching that inner thigh here on the left side. We want to keep our shoulders loose, leaning back into this stretch. If you'd like, you can even go further back onto your elbows for deer. Remembering to breathe. Coming out of this pose, we want to bring our legs back up into a neutral position. As we move to our right side, taking that shin, making it parallel with the mat, with our left shin on the long side, creating a right angle with our shins, and leaning back for deer. Maybe coming onto the forearms, stretching our left groin, inner thigh. Maybe some neck rolls. And breathing. Gently coming out of this stretch, bringing that right leg into a neutral position. For our last set of poses, we are moving into flamingo. For flamingo, we are going to straighten out our left leg, taking that right leg, stretching the right inner thigh, and we're going to take our foot and lift it onto just above our knee right here on our left thigh. For flamingo, Imagine you're a flamingo standing, but instead you're sitting with your flamingo legs out before you. You can put your arms, palms down behind you like this, being sure not to tense up your shoulders, leaning back. You can come back onto your forearms as well, stretching our right inner thigh for flamingo. Gently coming out of this stretch, putting out our right leg, maybe lying down for a few moments in between. Gently coming up into a neutral pose as we prepare for the next side of our flamingo, the left side of our flamingo. Turning over, straightening out that right leg. Taking our left leg, bending it, resting our foot on our thigh for flamingo. Being sure to relax our shoulders, maybe coming back down into our forearms, stretching that left inner thigh. Remembering to breathe. Gently coming out of this pose, straightening that left leg, coming back down onto the ground, maybe just into puddle pose. We are puddles. Now Scorpio is a water sign. So what better way to end this Scorpio New Moon pure yin than in puddle pose. Wiggling our fingers, coming in, up, back into a neutral pose. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for stretching.